This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, LowcoSports fans. That cut off abruptly. Welcome to the LowcoSports Lowdown Tuesday night edition. Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr. The OG's with you tonight. Max, I'm sure, will be joining us in progress. He's coming in from work. We're getting a little bit earlier start tonight, a little bit lighter slate again tonight. And we'll be that way for most of the next week or so. And then it'll be the full onslaught of spring sports. But just a few things going on tonight, a couple of cross matches, a little bit of soccer, a little bit of baseball. So we'll dig into that a little bit later. But going to be a lot of hoops focus on tonight's show because we got some guests in the green room that'll be joining us shortly from Hampton County, Coach Joshua James and Senior Center Andre Williams. So we'll get them here in just a few minutes to talk about another magical season for the Hurricanes that hopefully they'll keep it going tomorrow night at home against Andrew Jackson, as well as two big games in the Cove tomorrow night, USCB basketball. We also had some USCB softball today, so we'll get into that. But how you doing, Wes? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. I've been busy. I booked it over to Richard Gray in Hardyville to call some USCB softball, a couple of wins for the Sand Sharks. So they've won 8 in a row. They're on a heck of a run right now, and they're back at it tomorrow on the road. So this is the first full game I was able to cover, a couple of them twice, double headers, so 2 of them, and it was a ton of fun. Really enjoy watching this team, and I can't wait for them to start conference play. And then after that, I headed over to the Nest to catch some Hilton High soccer, the Hilton boys soccer in a early matchup this week tonight. They look good. They played to a 1-1 draw against a strong Benedictine team over from Georgia. Okay. So a lot to like from that Seahawk team. A scrappy performance tonight. Were dominated most of that first half, but they responded. They scored in the first 2 minutes of the second half, and they were the better team for that final 40 minutes. So
region should be very good. I mean, it should be just like it's been in a lot of other sports where it's very evenly matched across the board. I mean, Colleton usually is kind of a step below in soccer just naturally. But Hilton Head, May River, Bluffton, and Beaufort should all be very competitive. And then Bishop England, brings another competitive.
You're gonna be right there.
Yeah, another competitive program to the mix. So it'll be really, really good this year. In the past, it's been common for this region to get 3 or 4 teams out to the second round of the playoffs.
It's been
third round of the playoffs.
The real side, the real challenge was the region. Just to get in, because there were a few good teams that got left out, and once you got
and we've seen 3 seeds from that region make runs too, go deep. So yeah, should be cool. Let's not keep our guests waiting too much longer. The Lowdown tonight presented by Mickelson Law Firm, our official real estate closing attorney, presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and our first sponsor, our original sponsor, is still with us today. They've been with us all the way. Our all-star sponsor, Mickelson Law Firm, calling them for all your legal needs. And they present our guest tonight, coming out from the Lowco frontier, the Hampton County Hurricanes, Coach Joshua James and Andre Williams, one of my old friends from Estill, one of my first friends I made over there in Estill back in the day. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
It's good to see y'all, and it's good to see y'all still playing ball this time of year, which has become kind of a yearly occasion over in Hampton. I mean, you guys have been making deep runs for the last few years, whether it was the Gators that one year, the Red Devils making runs, and now the Hurricanes. You've had a pretty charmed season, and you've really turned it on lately. Just talk to us a little bit, Coach. You came home to take this job, a Wade Hampton alum, and just tell us a little bit about what it was like coming in, taking over, and how you guys were able to hit the ground running.
Oh yeah. First of all, it was just a dream job of mine. I was an assistant to Coach Ramon Gray for 6 years. And, we started in 2018 when we first went to Lower State, and then we went to 4 lower states and 2 states after that. And when I first, heard that the job was open, I just knew I had to apply. I come from a basketball family, and I remember being at the gym when I was 7 to 8 years old, and I could tell you almost every decent ball player that came through Wade Hampton from 98 up until now. So just coming home has been super, super awesome. And the kids, I was a little worried, but the kids responded very good to my coaching style. And so far we've been successful.
Well, Coach, it's been great to follow this program, and really Hampton County Athletics in general has been off to a fantastic start. And I want to hear more about the process of this season, how you guys have really stepped it up the last couple of weeks of region play, and then just have carried that into the playoffs. So, just talk about this year and how you guys have really started to fire on all cylinders now into the postseason.
Oh, absolutely. So there was a lot of question marks coming into this year. Of course, from last year's lower state runner-up team, 8 seniors graduated. And then when I took the job, I didn't realize that 2 of what I projected to be our better players actually transferred. Josh Goodman went to Denmark, and Jameer Martin he transferred back to Georgia.
Oh,
So to start the season, it was very touch and go. The football team made a decent run, and that the season got moved back because of the Hurricanes.
right.
So I
Yeah,
don't think a lot of people realize at the beginning of the season, I didn't get my football guys until the 1st of December,
yeah.
and we had 3 games every week. So we didn't have much practice. It
Yeah.
was kind of the games, kind of was our practice. And as we got into region play and we got on the set Tuesday, Friday schedule with more practices in between, the guys started understanding some of my coaching philosophies, some of the nuances of the defenses and offenses that we run. And as you stated, towards the middle of the region play, the inner region play, and up into the playoffs, it's been showing. And I think we've improved dramatically.
Dre, just give us a little insight about, obviously anytime you have a new coach, it's going to be a little bit of adjustment, and you've had to go through that a couple of times now because the school consolidation, obviously you moved over from Estill, so had to adjust to playing for Coach Gray, and then now playing for Coach James. How difficult or maybe not how difficult, maybe how easy it was to transition for you guys.
In my opinion, it was a little difficult. When you got different coaches with different coaching styles, a little more last year we had I would say we had a team that could just go out and play and project. This year we had to rebuild. We had to really start from the bottom. You got 8 seniors graduated already, and you really only have 4 seniors on your team, but you only have 3 seniors that really when you really only had 3 players that really had the chance to play actual organized varsity basketball. It was very hard in the beginning. But I can honestly say we got adjusted very, very slowly but surely. We have became stronger as a team. And we have hit a couple bumps in a row with me being out for half of the season and then me coming back and just trying to get acclimated back to the team. It was pretty difficult, but I mean, with us being deep in the playoffs run, I came back the beginning of the region. I feel like everything is gonna be good. I feel like we're gonna shock everybody.
Well,
I
it
can
was
settle.
evident on Friday night when I saw you guys play, and just all in front of them in an instant in that game against Burke. You buried them early and just didn't look back. How fun was that game on Friday night to go on that kind of run, to score the first 15 plus points, and take control of that game from the outset, and it just that had to be a ton of fun for you and your teammates.
It was a lot of fun actually, but we gotta give all glory to God because without him, we wouldn't have been out there playing at all. That day was just a day that I had never seen our team in. That day, everybody was there on time. We was there. We was ready to go. Everybody was listening. It was a different vibe in our team. Everybody was more focused. So I already knew what we was walking into before we walked into it. Today, I know that tomorrow we're gonna come in there with a better attitude and we're gonna shock the world. We're gonna do what people thought we weren't gonna do, and they thought we weren't gonna get this far. But we are here and we're proving everybody wrong. So we're gonna continue to prove everybody wrong tomorrow. Tomorrow's just gonna be a game that everybody wanna see.
Man, it should be a hype environment. I mean, you guys have a cozy little gym that gets loud and hot and unfriendly. They travel really well. They got a very robust and vibrant fan base as well, much like yourselves, led by one time in them. I mean, it's going to be hyping. You're calling it the Coliseum, Coach? Is that what we're calling it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was told, like I said, I grew up. My uncle, Mike Scott, he raised me like a father. So my father passed when I was 1, but my uncle Mike is a local legend. One of the better ball players to come out the county. He graduated in '75, if I'm not mistaken. But it's kind of tongue in cheek. But when they
Yeah,
first built the gym in the early '70s, it was considered the creme de la creme of the
yeah,
area.
yeah.
And it's 50, 60 years later, so it may not be considered as top, but they used to call it the Coliseum.
Well,
Um,
even the
so,
Coliseum, crumbled into ruins eventually.
yes, sir. So yeah, so that's what we call it, and it's hard to win in there. It's hard to win in there.
It's
Yep.
it's it's like a relic of the past. It reminds me of that old Ridgeland gym, where the stands were right on top of you, and there's just no room to breathe. And it's a good one. I've seen some really good games in there, and your crowd brings it, man. Just give a little love, Dre. I mean, especially as a player, the love that they show has to really lift you up during the game.
Yes, it does. The fans make our games like when you watch us play, like you will see that our energy will be down like completely, and then the fans will just come in defense and just getting loud. Like
Yep.
when we are a hype team, we feed off of energy. Like
Mhm.
we gonna feed off the intensity of the room. So if we played at a packed gym and we know everybody coming to see us play, we ain't trying to waste our money. We trying to give y'all a show. So we're gonna give y'all a show to watch, but y'all gotta watch our fans too, because they are definitely coming behind us.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, one time I'll steal the show if you let him, for sure.
One
He's a
time.
character.
Yep. Yeah, I always enjoy heading over to Hampton to watch these games. But I mean, just talk about big picture of the season. You guys were, as Coach mentioned, you didn't start as early as you wanted because of weather and because football. So you guys were playing football deep into the playoffs, and so didn't have much time to really get on solid footing. But had some tough challenges early and and played in that Bobcat Classic where you guys took one to Jennings. I mean, 15-point loss still in the prep. It's something certainly one you learn from. So, and then after that, you went on a long winning streak through January into February. So, I mean, what did you learn from those early games, and what did you take with that? What do you take with the experience of getting humbled early and then getting back on the mat and continuing to compete and eventually going on that long winning run?
I would say patience. Patience is key. Like, even though we was losing, our coach was still uplifting us throughout the whole process. Like he was telling us it's okay. We faced adversity early. I'll
Mhm.
say that. We faced adversity pretty early in the season with one of your senior starters like missing, and you trying to bring your football players in. It could sometimes be hard because you're adjusting from football conditioning to basketball conditioning. You're just changing your whole system and your way of learning. So I would say it was difficult in the beginning, but we all had patience, and that gave us the team that we are today. Without him, like, I don't know where we would be right now. Like, that man has sacrificed a lot for us. He has sacrificed a lot: time, patience, love, and you can tell the love that he has in us by the way he uplifts us and everything. Like, this man has done a lot for us this year, and kudos to him. He made my senior year very wonderful.
Yeah, man, that has to feel good to hear, Coach. That has to feel good to know that you're making that kind of impact. But you guys have both mentioned now Josh Goodman. When I heard that he was transferring to Denmark this summer, I was like, oh man, like because you know me, I'm always like, don't sleep on Hampton. They reload, they reload. When I heard he was leaving, I thought, oh boy, like that was a big blow. He ended up being Region Player of the Year and maybe even State Player of the Year in 1A, I think.
I think so.
Um, I'm not sure if he was, but he was all state, I know. But regardless, it was a tremendous loss. So, Coach, who were some of the guys that stepped up and helped you solidify that rotation and not miss a beat despite a big loss like that?
Um, well, honestly, before we get into like the guys who score, the points and everything,
Yeah,
I have
sure.
to give a shout out to Andre and
Yeah.
Joe. Mr. J, I'm a tough coach. I do love on the kids. I'm compassionate, but I mean business when I'm coaching.
Yep.
So before we even could replace Josh as far as at a skill level wise, Joe Giddings, Dravion Robinson, Andre helped me get the mentality together.
Yep.
As far as talent, I have to give a big shout out to our all-state player. I think he's underrated. Definitely one of the better guards in the state. Um, Darius Brooks.
Yep.
And the reason he averaged around 21.5 points a game for the season, he's rated like 18. He played last year. He's the only junior that came up that played a lot of minutes. But he wasn't counted on. He maybe was the fourth or fifth option on the floor.
Yeah.
And then we also have Jaquan Solomon, who's our shooter. He's averaging right at about 12 points a game.
The man can
Honestly,
jump too.
can jump through, can jump out the gym, absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, I get on him. I fuss at him all the time because he doesn't shoot enough. This team, I would tell you, everyone I like to call other coaches and ask them, hey, what do you think about our team? And the common thread is that they're too unselfish.
Yeah.
Sometimes we pass up good shots.
Yeah.
And so those two guys definitely, and then the other guys from football, such as Desmond Mathis, number one, staunch defender. Top Davis, I call him an athletic freak. He gets the ball in the middle. He one step, he's to the rim.
Looks just like his brother too, huh?
Absolutely. He was his brother. High jumper, absolutely.
And what really impressed me was just as you said, from what I saw on Friday, was the unselfishness. Even when it seemed like somebody had an open shot, you were able to pass and find someone else to open even better shot, a more high quality shot. And obviously, you guys were high flying. The dunks were coming down early and often as it went along. And we'll have to see if we got the highlights uploaded for Friday.
I do have them somewhere, but you guys go ahead and talk.
But man, it was a highlight reel night from start to finish for Hampton County. Just reflect on more of that, just that unselfish play, that team basketball, because we didn't have like one big time scorer. Solomon led the way with 15, but Tyler Davis, Desmond Mathis, Terrell Grant, everyone was contributing, and you had a terrific game as well. So just talk about that unselfish play and the team basketball, which has really been to succeed, and then the defense on top of that, which led to some fast break jams the other night.
Oh, absolutely. So Dre probably is going to laugh, but when we watch film, one of my favorite sayings, you know what I'm about to say, is good basketball. Good basketball. That's what we preach. And good basketball is understanding that when I drive, I don't necessarily drive the score, I drive the kick. Yep. Understanding my role on the team. Yes, I can shoot, but if I have Jaquan Solomon or Darius Brooks in the corner wide open, I'm going to pass up a good shot for a better shot.
Right.
So we've been hammering that home. It was difficult at the beginning of the season, but I can tell you, we've had possessions that we put it out on film where it was 13 passes in one possession with 2 dribbles. Those are the kind of things that we're trying to get the team to. And when you play basketball like that, it's hard to defend. It really is hard to defend.
Yeah. I'm curious, Coach or Andre, either one. Have you guys been able to catch any USCB games? Because they play a very similar brand of basketball in a lot of ways, as far as spreading the floor, moving the ball, playing crazy tough defense.
Actually, I'll take this one, Coach. He goes by this saying that we practice harder than everybody else, so that's why we play the way that we play. So if you'll see a regular basketball team, you'll probably think that they practice probably about 5 days a week. If you got 3 games that week, they'll probably get Friday, Saturday off. That's not us at all. Like, we literally have 1 day off out of the week, and that is Saturdays. But I can honestly say that it helped us in the long run. Us practicing harder than everybody else helped us to be the team that we are today. That's why we're in the third round now. We literally have no breaks, like all gas, no breaks. The only days off we have is Saturday. Saturday.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I've been running Sunday practices for my softball team too, and we see who wants it, right?
We run Sunday practice and everything. We watch film. Our practices are strictly scheduled.
And I tell you, my uncle went to a USCB game, and he told me, he said, "Man, it's great basketball." I haven't personally seen it, but he's went to USCB and USC Salt, and he said both teams play a very high quality, high level of basketball. So
I'll tell you what, it's something that we were looking forward to for a long time because we haven't had that high level elite college basketball around here. It just didn't exist until recently, awesome. And it's been a ton of fun to add it and raises the rising tide, the level of basketball for everyone, in my opinion. I get to everyone, especially the younger guys, the kids, the high school students, it gives you a level to strive for. So I think it's been very beneficial. But back to you guys and what's coming next. Tomorrow night, third round against Andrew Jackson should be a phenomenal atmosphere once again over in Hampton County. Just talk to me about your thoughts on this matchup and what you've been looking at about this Andrew Jackson team as you prepare for tomorrow night.
Definitely, it's a tough matchup. I can't sugarcoat it. They're one of the teams who athletically they match up very well with us. Very, it's almost like a mirror image. They have the 2A player of the year. Number one, his name is slipping me right now. They have two guys, power forward and center, who are maybe around 6'3" or 6'4", slightly taller than our guys. And they play like we play. They try to score off of turnovers and basically out hustling you. So one of the things that I've been preaching, since we won Friday, is that we have to limit turnovers and we have to get back. They play fast, very well coached. They run sets, half court sets. They get the ball, take it out, get it up the court. Again, love to drive and get to the rim, and you can't take moments off. They're the type of team that if you have 2 or 3 minutes of a lapse, they might go up 10 points. And the last thing I would say about them is that they are a little more battle tested than we are. Like Andre said earlier, honestly, we have 3 seniors that played on last year's team. Andre out of that group is the only one that kind of played some minutes, and then we have 1 junior that played. So while our program has seen success, the players that are currently in the program have not been on this stage. So they're a little more battle tested than us, but one of our sayings is prior preparation prevents poor performance. So I believe that we put in the preparation, and we know we got a tough task, but the good thing is they have to come to the Coliseum, and hey, we're going to swing for the fences.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Love it. I do have some highlights queued up that Wes shot the other night. And one time, with his little dog. One time. God, I love that man.
I'll tell you, this was one of the most fun experiences I've had covering high school basketball. It was electric.
It's always so fun in there.
But the way this game went, more specifically, they just kept coming at it. It was no mercy. They were attacking, and just incredible basketball. Yeah. Yep.
I didn't trim any of these down. We're just going raw here, but no, I love this old gym. We're getting to near the end of the old gym's days, right? When's the new school going up?
Not next school year. So that'll be 25, 26. Next school year will be the last year for this gym, 25, 26.
Gotcha. So we got 1 more year in here, and then we'll have a new Coliseum. Oh, man.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. It still looks weird to see all the red when you guys are playing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The red on the court.
Because we unified as a team. So the color.
That's right. I do miss that old Estel gym, though. You had to love playing in there, Jay.
Listen, you already know. You know we here. That Estel gym is a home to me, but over the past 2 years, I have created a new home, a home where I
That's
have
right.
my brothers.
I just missed them $1 chicken tenders that y'all had
Right.
during that playoff run. I couldn't
Oh
get
yeah,
enough of them.
Oh man.
That was
Yeah,
a
the
great
best
run,
highlights were
man.
in the first half. I think these were second half because on the other end.
Oh,
But
okay, well, we'll get the other ones in a
yeah.
minute then.
So stay
They
tuned.
came through in a weird order,
Yeah,
so
no problem. But
but we can scan ahead to the good ones. Oh, there was a good one. We should go back to that one. There we go. Here come the good ones.
here we
All
go.
right.
This
Oh
was
yeah,
early.
that's when you're at your best. Stepping in the lanes.
Oh,
Ooh, Lil D getting up.
This
I
was
know.
just so exciting to watch because it seemed like every moment they were coming for a steal or driving to the lane and then just throwing it down. There was no stopping them.
Yeah, they're like y'all like to make it a track meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a little overwhelmed. They were down a couple guys, right? They suspended some guys, I heard.
Yes, sir. It was down a couple starters.
Yeah. But, as you know, coach, that can sometimes allow young men to take their eye off the ball for a minute and lose focus and take it for granted and get yourself in a pickle. But you guys came out and put the pedal down and kept it down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The way those guys played, I don't think it would have mattered who they had out there, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
agree.
Well, and
The
I'm
way
sure
you
you
guys,
preached that too, right? As
yeah,
long as we take care of us, we can't control what the other team does, but as
yeah,
long as we do what we do, we're going to be a problem.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had some good memories in this gym, and
Yeah.
I've seen some heartbreaks in this gym too.
Oh yeah.
It's gone both ways.
It has to be special for you to play in this gym that has meant so much, and just all the memories from Wade Hampton and even the Estel.
Oh, oh,
Yep. It's just
getting
that
funky with
what does
it.
it mean to play for this Hampton County team, merging Estel and Wade Hampton to become one? That has to mean something special just to continue the tradition
hey,
of
That was tough,
basketball.
Jerry. That was
A
tough.
program that has been to state championships in the past and has continued just a great success over these last few years and into this new era.
Yeah, I think that was for you, Dre. Merging the two programs.
What does it mean to play
Oh.
for this, and like especially in this gym where there's been so much history and so much success to keep that going? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot when you coming from a program that doesn't really like win that much, and it was bittersweet closing with closing Estill High School. It was a very bittersweet moment. But coming to Hampton County, being able to play with the team that I played with over the summer, it was a joy for these past couple years. My last years in high school, it was a joy making new brothers, forming new bonds, and just becoming a new team. Like our bonds became closer than ever, and with the consolidation, even though some people feel like it was a bad consolidation, look what we're doing.
Right.
Last year we won the region in almost everything.
Yeah.
We won the lower state championship in track. We were lower state runner-ups in basketball and football. Like it was pros that came from being with Hampton County, and I enjoy it a lot.
Tyler, goodness. Oh my. That one
Got some
made
extra footage there, sorry.
That one made Wes look at his shoes. He was so excited.
I forgot
That's
to turn it
Yeah, I
off.
know.
I was too hyped.
We've all
I
done
was
it.
too hyped. I forgot to turn the
Yeah.
video
You're
off.
trying to contain your excitement.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I wish I could have had more time on my schedule to get out and see you guys play more this year, Coach. I got to see you a few times, but sure wish I had seen more of it, and hopefully we get to see a couple more games up in Florence. Andre, look at that. Woo.
Poster
Man, getting agile.
Golly.
Yeah, this was impressive. Definitely hoping you guys can keep it going. But Coach, as you kind of reflect on this first year, certainly you never know exactly what to expect, and you mentioned that at the outset that you weren't sure how the kids would respond to you. But as you go into Wednesday night, I mean, could you have drawn it up much better than year one has gone?
No, sir. No, sir. I would be lying. I would be lying to you if I told you that I expected to win 20 games this year.
Yeah.
When I first looked at the region, Coach Bridges was picked to finish first.
Yep.
And then I saw Well Branch in the preseason Thanksgiving tournament,
Mhm.
and they was 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", and I was like, man, maybe we could finish third. Then Edisto started like 8-2, and Lake Marion started like 10-0. And I told my coach, I said, hey man, we had a couple guys that wasn't really buying in the start, and I said, hey man, we want to be fighting to make the playoffs. But we had a couple of heart to hearts, and just from the coaching staff to the players, it has become a wonderful season. I expect to win tomorrow, but if it doesn't fall our way, I have to say the season has been a success.
Amen to that. Amen. Put your Florence shoes on, they saying.
Put your
Put your
Florence
Florence shoes on.
Yeah. Love to
I
see
remember
it.
going up to Florence with the Estill boys a couple years ago,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it didn't turn out in our favor, but it was a great run with those boys, and I hope you guys can turn the tide up there on Saturday. But first, we got to take or Tuesday, I guess, right?
Tuesday,
Lower
yeah,
state finals on a
Tuesday.
Tuesday. That's weird to me. I
Right.
don't care for
Very,
that.
very weird. Yeah.
4:30 on a Tuesday, like how are you supposed to get your people there? I don't know. That one's tough. But I like the idea of them being in one site, but I thought the whole point was so that you could like see all the games, right? And now
All
it's
the
spread out
games.
over several days, and that doesn't seem to get the desired effect. So, but no, guys, been an awesome season. Max jumped in late. Max, you got any questions for these fellows from Hampton?
No, I think I needed to hear all I needed to hear, but I'm just excited. I got to watch you guys play against Whale Branch a couple weeks back, and it was my first time seeing you guys play, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I mean, I knew y'all were good, but I didn't know how good you were until I watched you guys play, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" If they don't make it to lower state finals, I would be shocked. Like, I mean, that's how good you guys were playing at the time, and I know you guys lost that last game against Lake Marion, and Lake Marion's a very tough team to play, obviously, and it's kind of shown over the last few years. But I mean, to see you guys, competing the way y'all competed, especially after the Bobcat Classic tournament, I was really, really impressed. And we weren't. I hate saying this, but like we almost forgot like how good you guys were playing, and then all of a sudden we discuss our power rankings, and I was like, wait a second. I had to look at Hampton County's schedule, and I just was like, "Oh my god, they've been on a tear, and they've destroyed everyone they've played." Y'all beat the living daylights out of Bridges Prep twice. Like I was just so impressed, and that first win against Bridges Prep in region play, I was just like, "Oh my goodness." Okay,
Yeah.
I think that was the game that really like opened my eyes to just how good your guys' season had been going as of late, and I was like, I gotta get out to the game and watch them play.
It's been an impressive progression, and you mentioned that loss to Lake Marion, Max. I meant to ask you earlier, guys. Was that the best thing that could have happened to you? Just kind of a little humility, knock you down a peg going into the playoffs.
Yes, sir. I feel like as a player, you're on a 12-game win streak. You got everybody in your ear like y'all shouldn't lose this game. I feel like that game was a humbling game for us. It made us the team we are now. Every team needs a humbling game. Last year, our humbling game was in the Christmas tournament. We lost 3 back-to-back. Once we came in the region play, we didn't lose anymore. That last game that we lost in the region play taught us that any team can be beaten on any given night.
Yeah.
So that means come to play at every point in time. So I feel like with the team that we had, with the coaches that we had, that loss really taught our coaches not only how to put us in a position to become better and become more successful, but it also taught our team that we can be beat. So we got to come with our A game every night. And from then on, we've been out here killing.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
It's really
we out here killing.
I think what really shocked us was how that game went this past week with you guys in Burke. I was like, all of a sudden, someone texted us in our group chat the score, and I was like, nah, that can't be right. There's no way.
Y'all was on another level. Now let's get cranked back up to that level again tomorrow night, right, Coach?
Next thing I know, I see a text saying it's 31-3, and I was like, there's no way. What? How?
Wait, were they playing football? I thought they was playing basketball. But well, fellas, oh yeah, go ahead, Coach.
No, I was just going to say, first 3 minutes of that game, I can tell you, it reminded me of Bridges. If we can bottle up the energy we had in Bridges,
Yeah.
I'd take this team anywhere. The defense
Right.
kept Bridges to 9 points at halftime. So, you know,
It
and,
was
and
insane.
and I
Yeah.
want to say this as well. I don't think a lot of people realize beyond Andre, our other seniors don't play as much, but our 5 starters, Dre kind of goes in and out of the start rotation, but they're all juniors.
Yeah. Yep.
So, you know, we're
Oh,
young, so we
yeah,
do
that's right.
things sometimes, but we're coming.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're not going anywhere, that's for sure.
No.
And
Mm-mm.
except hopefully to Florence after a big win tomorrow night. So thank
Yep.
you so much, fellas, for joining us tonight. Thanks for entertaining us all season, and thanks for giving us something to still cheer about in high school basketball season for hopefully the next couple of weeks. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, sir. Well, we hope to have you back real soon.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Be well.
See you, Coach.
All right, there we go. Andre and Andre Williams and Coach Joshua James from Hampton County. Just good folks out there, man. I mean,
No, they're great.
we've said it so many times,
great.
but it was such a blessing that we made that move to pick up Hampton County in our coverage area when we did. The timing was perfect, and they have done nothing but pay us back with great stories, great
It's-
characters, great
These
personalities, great programs. It's been fun.
No
this
doubt.
small town, in middle of no man's land,
Yeah.
has really, whenever we arrive and we go and watch games up there, they treat us like royalty.
Yeah, they
And
roll
it's
out
so
the red
great to
carpet.
Special
see
place. It's a
see
special
what true.
place.
I mean, it's so great to see what true Southern hospitality is, and they show that every time we go to a
Yep.
football game, a basketball game, heck, even spring sports. Like whenever we're
Yep.
up there in Varnville, they show us, the respect and the hospitality.
Yeah.
I
Such
still got
a
one time's peanut bar from
Really, that's
from
nice.
hilarious.
Hurricanes. Yeah,
Yep.
it's back here with my
And,
Estill Gators
And
basketball.
and
Yeah.
I went to, obviously I was at that football game against Barnwell. Obviously didn't go the way Hampton wanted it to, but it was one of the best football games I have been a part of, just
It's such a great
based off the
atmosphere.
atmosphere.
Oh,
And going to Hurricanes beforehand and checking
yeah.
out one of our Loco sponsors. And when I walked in, everybody knew who I was, and they were like, "Dude, we love you, man. You're freaking great," and all that stuff. And great food, great town, great atmosphere, and they really support and follow their school, and they travel well with their school too.
You
I mean,
do.
I watched that Whale Branch game. There was probably twice as many Hampton County fans and parents and
Oh,
students
dude,
there.
they
There were
Yeah.
travel
Whale Branch
extremely
fans. They
well.
travel
Yeah,
well,
Yep.
they
and
turn out and they're all wearing that Hampton County blue.
Yeah.
I'm
Rep.
just so happy. I'm just so happy we get to be a part of Hampton County's, athletics and being able
Yeah, man.
to cover them and the amazing athletes they have over there.
Big
Yep.
fan. Big
I
fan.
mean, it's a special trip every time I go over there, and it's it
Worth
just
the hour and a half,
just to
man.
play. Yeah, it is absolutely every time, because it seems like every time I go, they win. I don't. The only time, well, it wasn't actually in Hampton County. It was I went to Hampton County to meet to get a ride to Oceanside, and we lost
Oh,
that
yeah.
one. But I think it's like every time I've been there, they've gotten a win. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I've seen a
keep going.
couple L's. I've driven out
Yeah.
there for a couple L's, but it's pretty rare. They usually take
I
care
mean, I
of you. They
traveled
usually
out for
send
that
you home
Barnwell
happy.
game.
Yeah,
traveled out
it
for
is
that
a long
Barnwell
drive home after an L. I'll say that. It goes pretty fast after a
Yes,
dub.
especially when you had to go all the way to Oceanside to cover a lower state championship game. That was a
Yeah,
rough one.
I watched that one from
Yeah.
DC. That was.
Yeah.
That was rough.
We were just talking about that at school today, actually.
Oh, man.
Kinsey brought it up and was like, "You
Man.
remember that game against Oceanside when
I'll tell
they
you,
was stopping Zion Dobson?"
tell you what, there was a moment in that game where I thought they were going to come from because
I did too.
Dobson got going. I thought they were going to win
There
that
was a
thing.
moment I thought they were going to win the game, and then there was just a disastrous stretch where the wheels
Yes,
just came off.
it came
was-
quickly. It came quickly.
Yeah,
So
it
I was-
happened fast. It was
but hey, that's how it
devastating.
happens sometimes.
Devastating.
But
Hey,
yeah, it was
they
so
write down
fun.
notes. They write down notes after those games. They
Yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, checks will be delivered.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah, it's so great to have Coach and Andre on. Real treat, and always is, and always will
Andre,
be.
I love Andre, man. He was one of the first kids that I really connected with at Estill. because he was young. He was like a sophomore that year, and so he didn't play a whole lot. He was on the sidelines, and he's kind of a jokester and a cut up, And
Yeah.
so he and I kind of hit it off on the sidelines, and he was very self-deprecating, like, "Oh, I don't play. I just run my mouth over here,"
Yeah.
But he became a key player for them, and certainly he's been a huge player for the basketball program.
Yeah.
And you saw some of the moves, the post moves. He's a good kid, man. Really good kid, good student, good human, good citizen. So I love those guys, and I like the way they make them PTSO on game day too. They wear the blue suit jackets with the tie, with shirt and tie.
Yes, they're
They look
nice.
nice
Yeah.
on game day.
Yeah,
They
That
look
yeah.
I,
nice.
I would like, honestly, if I could, with my baseball team, I on game days I'd have them dressing up nice before games. That I think that would
Mhm.
be incredibly smart.
It's a
Have them
nice
come
look.
in a button-down shirt and a tie. I don't care what the tie looks like. I don't care if it's ugly or not. Just come dressed in a nice button-down
I,
shirt and tie.
I hate wearing a tie. Sensory thing. But
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
yeah, I don't like it at all. But yeah, it's a good look. Yes,
It's a good
I think Andre could definitely be a Loco contributor.
Yeah.
I don't play. I just
Yeah.
run my mouth over
Oh,
here. That's
yeah.
what we do. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
We run our
Um,
mouth every day.
but let's shout out a couple of sponsors. We got our Loco Booster Club members coming back for another round. We got Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, the place to be on Hilton Head Island for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails. Right on Skull Creek, beautiful spot. And presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, new episode aired earlier tonight, and it was
Great
a good
show.
one. So check
Yeah.
that out. Curry got a little out of pocket. He said some things. Now he was going in on somebody else when he said these things, but ooh, man, he made me cringe a couple of times.
Was it about I forget what it was about. I did
There
see it.
was
It was funny.
one that there was some naughty words tonight. It's a good thing we
That's
marked
Curry
that one
for you
as,
though. You
yeah,
gotta love
yeah.
it. You gotta love it.
Curry's got the old man mandate in full effect. He says what he wants to say.
Yeah.
And then our new sponsor, Hilton Head Furniture, making great furniture, selling great furniture. It's made right up in Hickory, North Carolina. American made, higher quality than you're going to get at the chain stores, and you're supporting a local business, a local family. This Tola family, big, part of Hilton Head Christian Academy sports history over there. And they're supporting us now, Hilton Head Furniture. So if you need new furniture, go over there and check out the furniture store that supports LowcoSports. Get your kids covered. And so those are our two newest Loco Booster Club members for the next year. I do have at least one lacrosse score I've found so far. You guys ready for this?
Yes,
May
please.
River boys 20, South Effingham 1.
Oh man. Crazy.
Oh,
They
That's
swung
quite
the
good.
hammer all right.
Swung the
That's
hammer.
man,
their little
Yep.
craze.
that's
is
not a
swing the
hammer. That's a full-on just absolute battle axe. Forget
Yeah.
the
And then
hammer.
I've got a girls soccer score as well. JP2 8, Ashley Hall 0.
It's like
That is
Thor's
another
hammer.
beatdown.
That's
Yeah,
intriguing.
another beatdown. 8-0
Yep.
for JP2 girls. Ayla Reynolds, Finley Henderson, Evelyn Melnick each had 2 goals. Hollis Melnick, Grace Buckland each had a goal. Hollis and Ayla had 2 assists each. Abby Brock and Grace had 1 each. Abby Elizabeth Smith, Grace, Caroline Ware, and they led the defense, and Trice McClure and Evelyn Melnick
We mentioned
split the shutout.
around. We mentioned last season like that this JP2 team, while they're young, we're going to be very good this season, and I have a feeling that's going to be the same thing.
Yep.
The problem is I don't know how strong Skiza 4A girls soccer is going to be this year.
I would
And
imagine it's pretty good.
it is good, but
yeah.
I have a feeling JP2 is going to be able to compete with some of those schools in the upper part of the state. Like I really do believe that. I mean, they were really good last year. They went toe to toe with
Yeah,
Coached
I
by
think
Sand
they're
Shark
pretty
legend
good.
Haley Pena, 1/3 of the Cali girl swag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
I feel like soccer
really,
is a sport they can really compete in for it, and I think
Yeah.
they have an outside chance of doing something in
4A
that
softball
classification.
might be interesting for them this year. I'm intrigued to see
Softball?
how they do in
I
that.
don't know how good 4A softball is in Skiza.
I'm not
Hmm.
sure.
I
I'm really
really-
not
It
sure.
seems
I-
like
Yeah.
the best Skiza softball teams are like the little country schools that just happen to have a
yeah,
whole
like
Right.
Thomas Hayward.
travel team built
Carlton
into it.
Prep has had a terrific softball program. The ladies.
Yeah, Carlton
Carlton
Prep.
Prep.
I think it's Clarendon Hall that has a really good one. Like it's just like some
Yeah,
random
I saw
ones.
the back. The the back roads teams. If
Yeah, well, I mean, because what happens is they start a little travel team and they go out and they all play together and then they become really good.
Yep.
And so
And they got
there's always one of those.
They got that corn power, if you know what I mean. They got the corn fed power,
Yeah,
They got some big kids that can drive the ball, and
exactly.
I'll tell you what, though, don't sleep on
But-
Hardyville softball in the next year or
yeah.
two. We got some kids learning to play
Yeah,
the
I'm
game.
looking. Yeah, you guys
You're
are
building a squad, man. I'm telling you, you're building a squad.
They
Yeah,
keep
I'm
showing up.
excited to see how you guys do.
New ones keep showing up.
Yeah.
We had 11 on
Hey,
11 today, but we got 36 on the roster at this point. It's
I
crazy.
know I'm
Or
being a little
32.
biased.
Crazy
I
work.
know I'm being a little biased when I say this, but keep an eye on Hardyville baseball this year. I just have a
Yeah.
weird feeling we're gonna have a good season.
They keep showing up too. It went from like
know.
5 to like 14 in 2 days. It was crazy.
I know. I got a team. I got a full team. I'm very happy.
It looks like
I did see this one show up.
Battle Axe.
Battle Max, the Battle Axe, 4 to 6
It's time
p.m.
for
on
Max
WLO.
to swing the Battle Axe, 4 to 6 p.m. on WLO.
I think I'm gonna try.
Mad Max in the mornings.
Now that Kevin's mentioned it, I think I'm gonna try doing a morning show with just me
Mad
at
Max
the
in the
Hardyville
morning.
Studios.
Mad Max,
Yeah, Mad
is
Max
perfect.
in the morning.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I think we got to do it. I think we got to do Mad Max in the morning.
Hopefully, I'll be able to.
I can hop on from the other
room.
room. You can be in the studio.
right.
I can be in the classroom.
That'll be great. I'm excited.
Pop in for a segment.
I think
We
we're
can
gonna
produce
do it.
you.
It's gonna take a little time for us to get it set up, but I think we're gonna do
I'm
it
in for
eventually.
it. I'm down for it.
I agree.
Kevin wants to know how
And
to call in and argue.
I can mouth off when need be.
Yeah, so Lib's here, long time listener, first time caller. We're talking about running Mad Max in the morning live streaming show from the Ville, from the studio in the Ville. That's what we're talking about, boss. El Jefe,
Yeah.
El Presidente. That's what the soccer boys call it.
Hell, I'll have Blake Rayleigh hop on for a couple of my shows.
Yeah, he'll be a frequent guest.
Great.
Hey, Paul.
Come on.
Hey, Max. It's Riley calling from Alabama. Row Tide, row damn Tide, row damn Tide.
Hello, this is Blake Rayleigh, first time caller, one Loco. So
row damn Tide, Paul.
We're gonna work on it. So stay tuned, everyone. We are eventually gonna do a Mad Max in the morning show. Hopefully during the week.
It's entered the zeitgeist. I don't think we can deny it at this point.
Yeah, no, not anymore. But anyway, what else is there to talk
Speaking
about?
of softball. Speaking of
USCB
softball.
Yeah. Speaking of it.
Yes.
Tell me about
how about that showing for the State Sharks, especially in the one that you called. I got to miss the home run from Taylor Chang.
Taylor Chang, absolute rocket. I'm telling you, man. When Mackenzie 4 went down with the, I believe it's a wrist injury, and she did not return today, so she has not played today. I have a feeling. I'm hoping it's not serious. Like I remember Bracken mentioning it could be anywhere from like 4 days from now to even the end of the season. Like a wrist injury can either be could be very minimal or really bad. Like it could be either one. And I really hope it's the first one, and I hope she does come back.
I really do, especially with how strong she was to start the year, and she was on such a heater. So it hurt to see her be out for an extended period. But I will say, still, this team looked very solid today, and actually, like that first game was very impressive. I missed the big offensive outburst, but when I got there, they were running up a bunch of runs. It was like 6-0. So yeah,
in Four's absence, in Mackenzie Four's absence, Taylor Chang stepped up this past weekend at Coker. Doing really well in the first game and then hitting a home run in the second game. She continues her home run streak by hitting another one today. Absolute missile over the left field wall. And she's really come into her own. I've been waiting to see Taylor Chang really show up for this USCB team. And I was hoping for it at points last season. She played well last season, but I wanted to see more out of her. I'm starting to see more out of her right now, and she's playing really well, and I really like it. But the person I think was the story for game one was Cassie Brundage. She was unbelievable, and I didn't even realize how efficient of a season she's had. I mean, she came into today's game one with a 1.84 ERA. I mean, that's extremely impressive considering how many innings she has pitched at this point in the year. She went 6 innings today. She only allowed 2 hits and 1 run, and very efficient too. I think it was around 50 pitches.
Like 28 pitches to the first 3 or 4. Like it was some crazy number.
I'm gonna look it up here. I'm gonna look it up here real quick.
Look up the final pitch count through 6.
On another note, I got another score. Hilton Head Prep baseball 10, Coastal Homeschool 0.
Right, nice.
Tyler Bridgky went 4, struck out 9, no hits.
Yeah,
Calvin Middleton came in and finished it off.
So
Sammy Middleton 2 for 2.
42 pitches for Cassie Brundage through 6 innings. That is insane.
Yeah, and
wow.
Hold on, I'm getting my stats up here.
That's 7 pitches. That's 7 pitches an inning. What the heck?
Yeah, that's nuts. That's
really
pitching to contact. Pitching to contact.
Really impressive. I mean, look at what she did on top of all that today. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 42 pitches, and only 19 at bats through 6 innings. I mean, that's really impressive. I mean, 7 pitches an inning is. I mean, you want to talk about efficiency? That's efficiency at the highest level. I mean, that's really, really impressive by her. And I was gonna say, but I didn't mention it on the show. If you're throwing a 1.84 ERA at this point in the season, it's almost comparing, like, let's say a major league pitcher is throwing a 1.84 ERA up through the All-Star break. Now, I know they're not at the midway point of the season yet, not even close.
Right.
But when you have a record that good, you're an All-Star and probably in consideration if you're a starter for a Cy Young award. I mean, that's how impressive it is,
right?
And what she's doing, and she's really stepped in as the number 2 behind Sierra Kinlaw.
Yeah, she's been great. Obviously,
and it makes the USCB so much more dangerous when you have not only Sierra Kinlaw as the top dog pitcher for your team, but you have that number 2 to go for a 1-2 punch.
And then how about and then how about Abby Ramirez today in game 2? She was solid. But I think the real story was Madison Murphy, how she closed out this game because it looked comfortable. It was 6-1, but Fayetteville State showed some fight in that second game. Patterson hit a home run over the center field fence, deepest part of the ballpark, to draw within 4 at 6-2, and then Fayetteville State kept getting closer, and they brought the tying run to the plate in the 7th inning, and then Madison Murphy was the hero. A couple of tremendous strikeouts to shut the door when Fayetteville State was trying to come back. So, I mean, it's not just Sierra Kinlaw. It's not just Cassie Brundage, but
it's their entire
Murphy's
staff.
going to be huge, especially as
Ramirez,
a leader in the league.
Yeah.
He's been really good this week.
Ramirez struggled at one point this season, but she's really grown out of that struggle, and she's really played well as of late. I mean, look what she did today. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Only 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. She threw 2 hit by pitches, which is fine. It happens in softball.
Gotta keep them on their toes.
Yeah, 104 pitches. And then Madison Murphy, like you said, Wes, really impressive. 2 innings.
Libby beat me to correcting himself. No perfect game for Maddox. He only threw no hitters, but it was actually 78 pitch no hitter.
Yeah,
97.
Like you said, Wes,
nonetheless.
Madison Murphy was the story today. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 4 strikeouts. I mean, that's in 2 innings. That's really good. 1 hit by pitch and threw 27 pitches in 2 innings. That's really good. And that's really, really good. And that's what you want to see. And
I'd also give some credit to Maya Whitlock and Soria Simmons.
Madison's a freshman, isn't she?
I believe she's a junior. She transferred.
She was a junior college transfer, I thought.
Okay. She transferred.
Or maybe not JUCO, but a transfer.
Yeah.
You know, every facet
she played at Chattanooga State.
Has played great.
Chattanooga State.
Like, I mean, this is what you wanted to see out of USCB softball this season. I know they haven't had the toughest schedule. I mean, they had
15-3, right? Yeah, that's where you want to be.
15-3, 2 tough games against Francis Marion, but in
reality, I would have liked to have gotten one there. you know.
Yeah, but
But
I would
it
say
is what
this:
it
if
is.
you look closely at it, they played neck and neck with each other for 2
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I
Francis
just it
Marion
would have
kinda
been
pulled
it would have
away
felt a
towards the
lot
end.
better if that was a split than a sweep.
Yeah.
But
Francis
that's the
Marion.
only
The
only
only
black
thing
mark.
was Francis
Yeah.
Marion pulled away
Yeah.
towards the end of that game too. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Yep. And the
that's
only
the
other
only thing.
loss
This team
was
they went neck and neck with the top 15 team in the country. I
Right.
mean, that's really impressive
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
USCB, and it
Yeah,
gives
they're in
me
a
a
good
lot of
spot.
hope.
yeah.
It gives me
This
a lot of
is
hope for the upcoming conference schedule.
I do. So they're back at tomorrow. They go to UNC Pembroke for 2 more, and then the conference play begins on Saturday against Lander at Lander. So getting into it, the
Wow.
swing of
A
things,
lot of
really.
games in a
This
3-day
this
3-day
weekend,
period,
then
man.
Yeah, it's
first
softball
home
though.
Peach Belt
yeah.
series will be against Georgia College the 7th and the 8th. So looking forward to
Very
that
good.
one.
One other score, you'll like this one, Max. Baseball, Hilton Head Christian 10, Savannah Country Day 4.
All right.
Good win.
Jackson Richardson 3 for 4, scored 4 runs, no home runs. Kallela had a double and 3 RBIs. Hayden Brooks went 4, gave up 4 runs, only 1 earned on 5 hits, 7 Ks. Barger, the youngster, went 2 2/3 with 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. He's either in 8th or 9th grade. He's our age in
We
baseball.
talking about
No, I was
Stone?
biting my hand because it itched because I think I got bit by one of them damn no-see-ums.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about Stonebird?
No, I'm talking about Colt Sparger. Colt Sparger.
Colt Sparger. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Stonebird is, I believe, also on that varsity team, and he's an 8th grader as well.
Yeah, he wasn't in the lineup today.
No, he wasn't.
But
another
yeah, I
bird
believe
in the
he's
family, man.
probably bouncing back and forth because they need him to catch. You know, like he needs to catch, and I don't know if he won't be the everyday catcher on that varsity because of
Oh
Roman.
no,
So
not well. For me,
I would
it
guess
won't be
he'll
till
just
next
kind of
season.
yeah. I think he's probably kind of the backup catcher for the varsity, but the starting catcher for the
Yeah, but
JV. I would guess.
still, man, this family keeps showing up, man.
Oh
This
yeah,
bird
You-
they
family
got
keeps showing up.
yeah. I mean, there ain't no secret. They got it in their blood.
Yeah,
They're
no
baseball.
doubt.
They're baseball players,
By the
man.
way, well, actually, I'll wait for the later part of
Yeah.
the ending stage of tonight.
Yeah, we'll bring it in for a landing here because we got all the scores out and it's coming up on 10 here.
Yep. And
So last round of sponsors, we got Base Hit Life, baseball and softball themed apparel. Live your best base hit life at basehitlife.com. Max is back in the Calm Your Mitts hoodie today from Base Hit Life. Dr. Ambrose Cole, official chiropractor of Loco Sports. Find him at Rooted Living Wellness and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country, getting your floors so clean your feet will thank you. And Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in downtown Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. What was that? Bobbleheads, Mac backsplash, multiple keys, West backdrop. Where were you on the evening of July 8th, 2024? It's suggesting it looks like you're in the interrogation room tonight, I think, Wes. He misses the
Nope.
Curry jersey. He misses the Curry jersey.
It is true.
Parting thoughts, fellas. Wes, you were about to say something before I launched into the sponsor.
Yeah, I have a couple. One was just regarding what I said earlier about or what we said yesterday in our awesome interview with Brian Llewellyn. I just saw that Bracken wrote up something on the USCB website about losing that young man, and RJ just once again heartbroken to see that, but just a great interview, and I really enjoyed. That was one of my favorite interviews we've done in a while. Just down to earth conversation about someone who meant so much to our community, and just really cool to hear from him, and just to remember RJ, who was such a great young man, and Brian certainly showed why he was so highly regarded and a great player on the field and such a great person. And so we will definitely miss RJ so much, and but it was just great to talk to. Certainly, wish it wasn't for a sad reason like that, but just awesome to talk to Coach Llewellyn about our man RJ Meal, who we lost. So I just wanted to shout him out again, and just really it hits home because we've had a lot of men and women we have lost.
Yeah, And he's the second original Sand Shark to
Yeah,
pass,
yeah,
sadly.
yeah.
Blake Sanders a few years
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, so we'll definitely he will be missed by all of us here at USCB and beyond the Loco. So just wishing best wishes to his family and his friends. But on a brighter note, tomorrow night it is going to be epic in the Cove. I cannot wait.
Not to go
USCB
down.
women trying to finish strong,
Right.
still with an outside chance, but the men looking to really cement what has been an unreal season year 2 for Alpha St. Sharks, and it's going to be one heck of a game, and a game that I think they have every chance of winning tomorrow night.
I do too. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they were right there on the road against Columbus State, and I think at home they're clearly a different team, a better team. They've played well on the road. Don't get me wrong, but they definitely feed off the energy in that building, and they play really well at home. And I think we're gonna have a really good game. It almost always is when we're in the Cove. I don't remember many stinkers in that building so far
Not
over the
many.
first 2 years.
Not many at all. Should be
Yeah,
a good win over there. And like I said, an opportunity to earn that home playoff game, earn that home tournament contest if they can
Yeah.
get it done. And I'm just I'm pumped to see what the crowd looks like and to see the energy in that gym tomorrow night. So cannot wait for that one. You will be on the call, of course. Rich Pasirica
Yep.
with you tomorrow.
I believe I'll have Rob Benson on the women and Tony Bruin on the men.
All right.
Yep.
Very nice.
That's the plan.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Unless somebody's
Cool.
day goes sideways or something. But I know Max is in reserve if needed, as always. So always good to have backups. But yeah, looking forward to that one in the Cove tomorrow. What you got, Max? I see you've got something to share with us.
I saw this today. I don't know if this was yesterday or today. Clemson baseball played the other day or today. I don't remember. But they
They play today, someday.
Yeah, they did Military Appreciation Day today. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can widen the screen. I don't know if I can.
There's not much you can do on the IG. You just
Yeah.
gotta play it.
And what they do is honor their veterans and all the
Cool things
players
they are doing
from the team
Clemson. As we
come
go
up
to the
and
bottom half
shake the hands of the
for the
veterans who are
fourth inning.
standing
It's a salute to the
during
veterans.
the
yeah.
game. And
That's cool.
really cool thing. Saul
Stand up
Steelberg
and
right there, number 11.
players head out of their
shaking
dugout.
hands with
Talk-
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he
There's
is.
Steelberg. We know him.
Yeah, I know him. But he along with the
idea.
rest of the Clemson bench, while the rest of the
And what a
Clemson
response
starters
from
were getting
the rest
ready
of the
to
fan.
come up to the plate and hit.
It's very enthusiastic
They do
applause.
that during Veterans Military Appreciation Day. Have the veterans
Just a
stand up
great way.
and the players
honor
go and
those
shake their
men and women
hands
who have
and say
served
thank you for your service.
our
And I think
This is one of the cool.
really, really cool to
Very
see.
cool.
The
Yeah.
other thing I wanted to share with you is I found out just about 3 or 4 hours ago that WNBA basketball player Diane Taurasi
Yeah.
has
Yep.
officially announced her retirement from
Hung
the
it up.
WNBA.
Oh,
20
yeah.
years, 20 years in the WNBA, 11-time WNBA All-Star, a 3-time WNBA champion, a 2-time WNBA Finals MVP, a 10-time All-WNBA first team, a 6-time Olympic gold medalist, and a 5-time WNBA scoring champion. Legend is not a big enough word for what she did for the WNBA community, and she was the light. She was the spark for the WNBA for so long, and to see her leaving a WNBA associate, a league that is growing rapidly, you got to think her inspiring other young women to play basketball and become the great names like Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, and multiple others that are young and in this league. She
Yep.
is the spark that brought
Yeah.
that league where they are today.
And then I actually made that shout out on the broadcast today when I saw the news on
Yeah.
the second game for USCB softball and tying into women's sports. And I just kind of talked about very similar things that you said about how her success really paved the way for so many others who continued to be a spark plug for women's basketball. And she was really the first superstar. I mean, there may have been others that I've missed, but like she was truly the first a big time superstar I remember in women's basketball. And,
She was definitely one of the first. I mean, I remember Cheryl Swoops
right.
and Candace
Yep.
Parker and
Indeed.
some people
Indeed.
before
Yeah.
her, but she definitely
I think
took it. She was
she
part of the
transcended
Yeah.
group that took
UConn
it to another
team in
level.
transcended
04.
that game.
Yeah.
She transcended the WNBA
Yep.
and made it what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
She's
I
the
agree.
reason the WNBA. She's the reason
Yeah.
the WNBA is still standing, really, because there was a time where we thought the WNBA may not last much longer, and I think her name and what she did for the association is what brought the young talent that we currently have today
Right.
into
Yeah.
the WNBA.
I mean, I think she was
I really
definitely a
believe
big
that.
part of it.
Yep.
Definitely
No
a
doubt.
big part of it.
She made her
Um,
more for sure, and someone that so many young women looked up to, and look what we're seeing now in the league with the influx of young stars, and I feel like there'll be a lot more to come for sure. I mean, it's just and I feel like Caitlin Clark is in terms of passing the torch. Like Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu, they are the next generation,
Yeah.
and now all these young
Well,
girls.
and there's more coming. Juju Watkins,
Yep.
and I mean, there's
Yep.
more coming.
Yeah, but
It's
no, I mean,
fun.
it's just cool. Like all these girls who have these players to idolize, and it just seems like it's been growing. The superstars are really starting to continue to thrive more and more in women's basketball. And it's awesome to see because
Paige Euchers from UConn, by the way.
indeed, yep, indeed.
Yeah.
Hopefully she can
You know
stay.
what I learned about today? I learned today on Pablo Torre Finds Out, which I frequently plug, that first of all, I learned that the Philippines Basketball Association is the second oldest basketball league in the world behind the NBA. And secondly, I learned that the Philippines Basketball Association has a 4-point shot from 27 feet.
4-point shot.
A 27-foot 4-point line, and it has completely changed the game.
You know a way you could make the NBA All-Star game exciting? Adding a 4-point shot like that.
Yeah.
I would
So,
watch
really?
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we need two versions of basketball now. We need old school basketball where everything's worth 2.
Yeah.
And then we need new basketball where you got a 3-point line, a 4-point line, and anything beyond half court's 5. And let's just let chaos reign.
The question would be who would play the 2-point game.
Yeah,
That's the problem we're having right now.
Right. Well, you had the old-fashioned 3-point. The only time you could score 3 was the old-fashioned 3-point.
I mean, that's
Right.
the thing. There's not many
You gotta
players
go to the
left
rack.
in the NBA today that could play old school ball. One name that comes to mind for me would be like,
Well,
it's 3
of
and
course
D.
they could.
The 3 and D guys. I mean, that's
Of course they
it's the
could. They
analytics-
just
the
they don't
analytics
need
has
to
proven
because that's
that
not the
best
way the
shots
game's played anymore.
are layups
but I
and
feel like
threes.
there's a couple guys that play the NBA right now that could go old school and do
Right.
tremendous. Like
I think most of
Steven-
them could. I think
most
most
But
of them
like I
could,
said,
I'm
it's just a
sure,
different
but-
game. It's a completely different
Yeah.
game
It's just different
than
now.
it was
It's not
20
what it
years.
used to
Even
be.
20 years ago, it's a different game, and
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
way
no
to.
doubt about it.
Yep.
But yeah,
yeah.
I thought that was interesting. 4-point shot in the
4-point shot. No,
the
like that's
PBA.
something.
Steph
That's
Curry
something
would
that the
benefit
NBA should
so much from
incorporate into preseason or All Star or something because that would draw. Especially
I don't
with
think
the shooters
27 is
these
far enough back though. Like 27 is
Yeah.
just
No,
that's just
no.
comfortable
I got a better
range
idea.
nowadays. I think you got to go like 30.
Hey, half court line and behind
Yeah.
the half court line is 4 points.
Yeah, I said
We'll do-
5
yeah.
for that.
We'll do a 5-point shot as well. Why not?
Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Trae Young would benefit from that so
Yeah.
much.
Right.
Well, just imagine like the long rebounds that would come off half court shots.
Yeah.
Like it would be just
Well,
bananas.
it's going to be like
It'd be like banana
middle
ball.
school
Like, do you see what
PE
like,
class where everyone shoots half court shots.
Exactly.
if you looked over the last few,
Or Friday fun day for the wrestling team where we go in
Yeah.
the gym. Everybody's chucking
Yeah.
half court shots
I mean, if
and
you
nowhere
look over
near
the
it.
last few All-Star games, Damian Lillard, every time he gets the ball, he goes up to the half court line and then just shoots, and every time it goes in. He's just like pure magic. Like honestly,
points.
if you want a 5-pointer, like he will give you a 5-pointer from half court and beyond. Like dude can shoot. But I think having a 4-pointer in the All-Star game would be so much
Of course,
fun.
what would be stupid is when somebody's up by 4 at the end of the game and they foul in the backcourt because they don't want them to shoot a 5-pointer.
Yeah.
Oh, Steph Curry would definitely have that happen.
Yeah, like a 5 free
Steph
throws
Curry's
in the
good at
line.
getting that
Imagine,
foul.
imagine
Yeah.
fouling someone shooting a 5
Fouling on a
and
half
5
court,
free
you get
throws at the-
5 free throws. It's like a penalty kick shootout.
Penalty box, really?
Yeah.
Penalty
Yeah, he
box.
wants a penalty box.
You know
And
how
Bill
often
Bellamy,
Draymond Green would end up in the
MC.
penalty box, man?
A
Draymond
Bill
Green, Dylan
Bellamy
Brooks.
reference. The children don't know about no Bill Bellamy, man. They don't know about him.
We got children on the show, Kevin Libby. Act younger, man. Come on.
The children don't know about no Bill Bellamy. Tiny Hucks, half-court specialist. All
I
right,
bet you
boys.
Andre would have no idea who Bill Bellamy is.
Well, Andre might, but most of the children.
Oh, he might watch
Andre's
show a bit.
cultured. Andre's cultured.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
he's down with the elders. He might know. But no, good show tonight. It was great talking with Coach James and with Andre Williams. Really hope those guys can keep the Lowco going for another couple of games and keep this basketball season going. I did come across the other couple of scores that we were looking for. Boys lacrosse, Hilton Head beats Richmond Hill 16-2, and Heathwood Hall routes Bluffton 13-1. May River Hilton Head should be really good again this year,
Oh, yeah.
as it has been for many years now. So
Drops.
I'm excited for some lax. I like
Yeah.
the well played lax. I can't get down with bad lax, but
Yeah.
I like good
I'm
lax.
intrigued to see how Hilton and Christian Academy does in their second season of having a lacrosse team. I'm
Yeah,
intrigued.
yeah, they should take a
Because they had
step
a
up. I
decent
mean,
year
it's
last
just like
year for
anything
their
else. There's layers to it.
Levels to it.
If they have to play Heathwood Hall, good luck. That's all I'm
Yeah,
going to say.
Heathwood's a unit, it looks like. May River looks like they might be a unit too. And Hilton Head's got a
probably
bunch
are.
of dudes going to play at the next
Dude,
level. So
Hey, with those
gonna be
helmets
good
that
too.
they got, they better be a unit, man. So good looking.
fresh.
Anyway.
So yeah, great show tonight, boys. Really enjoyed it. Great talking with the guys from Hampton. Great talking with you fellas. Good to be into spring sports and start talking about some fresh names, fresh teams,
already.
fresh storylines. I always enjoy that. The weather was nice and warm,
Yep.
toasty.
Oh
this
yeah,
afternoon.
it was 75
Felt like
degrees in
spring.
Martyville today.
Yeah, it was. It was toasty at practice
Yeah.
today. But
It's
thanks to
always a
everybody
lot warmer there
involved.
than it is in Hilton Head. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't get that ocean breeze out the
Yeah.
Ville. But despite everything out there being named, Hilton Head, Margaritaville, Hilton Head,
Well,
Hilton
it's
Head
gonna get a lot
Lakes.
colder. It's going to get a lot colder in Hilton Head now because I just saw that they're going to be paying for beach parking now.
Yeah,
Oh,
people are not happy about it either.
where
I
is this
would
legal?
be.
Not.
The only place that won't be
Yeah,
paying
the
is
beach
Coligny.
parking.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to pay for beach
boy.
parking now. People
Except
are
for Coligny.
good.
I think Coligny is the only one that will be free.
I don't really
Coligny
go
will
to the
still be
beach.
free, but there will be.
I only go
I
to
feel
the
like
beach when somebody rents a house right on it, and I can just walk from the house right to the beach. I
Here's my
can't
thing.
do all the dragging the
like-
crap to the beach,
I feel like there are a lot of people here that move to go to the beach and they just don't
and then
go
don't
to the
go. Well, because once you get here, you realize what a pain in the ass it is to go to the beach.
Unless you're unless you're
If
super
you
wealthy,
live
you
close
can
enough
go.
to just walk out there, it's great. But if you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
drive and park and drag your stuff out there,
Yeah, I don't
and
wanna
Yeah,
drag
go
it's
your stuff
more
back,
process. Yeah, for sure.
and then you got sand in everything you own for 6
Yeah.
months, and
Right.
it's just, and you're like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's why we don't go to the beach. I
Yep.
forgot.
Yep.
Plus somebody gets stung by a jellyfish, and you got to pee on it or whatever, Not really, but you know what I'm talking about. But
right.
yeah, thanks to all of
Yeah.
our sponsors, especially the OGs, the All Stars Mickelson Law Firm, and our newest Hilton Head Furniture. We appreciate you. We hope many more will join the ranks and help us continue to do what we do and make jokes while shining a light on teams and student athletes around the Lowco who are making us proud, repping us, and trying to show them the way to be the best they can be, and by promoting them, motivating them, sharing our nuggets of wisdom through the years, and bringing on guests who can show them the way as well. So good stuff tonight, boys. We'll do it again, not tomorrow night because we'll be busy at the Cove late, but we'll come back Thursday night and we'll wrap up everything that went down in the Cove as well as that game out of Hampton County, and get you ready for the weekend, Thursday night edition of the Lowdown. So until then, we'll see you in about 48 hours. Till then, for Max Araj and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.